This is where we produce Australia's most popular and richest game show ever, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And this is the Millionaire's Hot Seat, where people from all over the country put themselves through pain and a little pleasure in the hope of winning $1 million. You've won 64,000. You've won 32,000. You've just won 125,000. And it's not only down under that Millionaire has been a huge success. This show is now a smash hit right across the globe, proving that no matter whether you're from Brussels or Broome, everyone wants to be a millionaire. It's even spawned takeoff shows like Who Wants to Marry a Multi-Millionaire? But that is another story altogether. So why has Millionaire become such a huge hit? Well, join me in the next hour as we go behind the scenes to discover the secrets of Australia's and the world's biggest game show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? For potential millionaires, it all starts with a phone call.
Hello.
Hello, can I speak to Michael McLean, please?
Yeah, that's me.
Hi, Michael. My name's Claire. I'm calling from the television show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Listen, I'm pleased to let you know that your answers were in the top 10 of the 100 people we called, so we'd like to invite you to appear in the episode we're recording tomorrow.
Oh, well, yeah, that sounds great. I'd love to.
Oh, fantastic. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, thanks very much. See you later. Carolyn? Yeah. That was the show. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I'm on the show.
Viewers register to be a contestant on the show, and each week for each episode we receive 100 numbers. We call those people, ask them 7 questions, and the top 10 scorers are then rung again and invited to be a contestant on the show.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Bronwyn Morris?
Speaking.
My name's Claire. I'm calling from the TV show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
You're kidding.
You did really well, so we'd like you to appear in the episode we're recording tomorrow.
Wow, that's incredible.
So are you available for that? You're going to come down to Melbourne?
Oh, of course I want to be on the program.
All right, lovely to hear. Thanks, Bronwyn.
Oh, thank you so much. Bye.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire really started, I think, on radio. Chris Tarrant and David Briggs were working on Capital Radio in the UK and used some of the elements in Millionaire to really test the stress levels and the emotions of contestants. It wasn't the quiz show as such, but it was those elements that eventually became the germ of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, line's still open for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What a fine show that is. Line's still open, 15 questions. You could win £1 million. They're getting closer. You just won 32,000.
Television is one of the few things that you can show life-size on a television screen is a human face. You can look at a television screen, see a close-up of somebody, you know whether they're lying, whether they're uncomfortable, and in this particular show, it's like Mastermind, it's all about that big close-up of people under pressure. Mastermind's sustained all those years, and what the prize was a piece of cut glass at the end of it. It is about the drama, how do human beings in that goldfish bowl, how do they respond? And the show is brilliant at creating drama.
I'll have to try, and I'll lock in C and go for the 16th.
Lock it in, the 16th. So it's locked in.
Please.
You've used every bit of logic known to mankind in that. You're $32,000 richer.
It's been a few minutes now since the phone call, and I guess it's a case of nervous anticipation. It's one of those calls that you hope for, but you think to yourself, well, if it comes through, I mean, how do you prepare for something like this? You've got 24 hours to try and learn the Encyclopedia Britannica, basically, and it's just about impossible. So I think it's mostly a case of just staying focused, enjoying myself, one step at a time, and, well, just whatever happens, happens. So looking forward to it.
Incredible. And it'll make such a difference to me, you know. If I can get any of this, it will make such a difference to me. Because I'm just kind of made some really bad decisions with my finances, and I'm back to nearly nothing, and this will be so amazing. And it beats organised crime, you know? Seriously does. I mean, it's this or organised crime, and I think I should give a go at this first. So I'm wrapped, I'm stoked. I can't believe it. Fantastic. Where's the spoon?
One person who knows what it's like to win on Millionaire is the man who's won a combined total of over $900,000 in Australia and England, that Pommy backpacker, Paddy Spooner. Paddy, you've won $250,000.
You just won 250.
Before Millionaire, I was living on a mate's floor because I'd run out of money. I tried to get a flight home, but because I was on a very cheap ticket, I couldn't get it until the end of April. Then I saw the advertisement for Millionaire with Eddie on it. I thought this would give me the last chance of making some money. Because I'm English, I felt I had to learn a bit about Australia, and I spent 4 weeks in Adelaide, Sydney, Melbourne, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, learning about Australia. What you can do is rote learn capital cities of countries, states, periodic table, the biggest, the smallest, the tallest, the shortest. That's what you can do, and just pray a few of them come in.
$1,000, get this, guaranteed $1,000, and we'll play on from there. There's the phone bill paid for. Here we go. Question 1.
After the first couple of questions, I'd used up one of my lifelines on a parochial Australian question, I think CJ Dennis.
49% say the Dennis. Paddy's probably been the most professional contestant we've had, because he knew that he was only going to use the audience, because he believed that if he was really going for a hard question, his 50-50 and phone a friend were going to be the ones that were going to get him through. He wasn't going to be influenced by the audience unless it was a pop-style question. And he got the pop-style question, and the audience helped him and got him through. You say CJ Dennis, I say CJ Dennis, you've won $16,000.
I still had 2 lifelines left. I had the 50-50 and the phone a friend, so I was fairly confident. And then they actually started asking a few general English type questions. That got me to about 32. From then on, 2 or 3 questions and you're at $250,000.
You're the richest backpacker in the world. Congratulations, mate. Coming up, we follow Michael and Bronwyn on their date with Millionaire Destiny. And yours too could be only a phone call away. Call the number on your screen to register right now, and you could be a millionaire. Name that tune. 1956, the birth of Australian TV and the birth of Australia's first game show, Named That Tune. The contestant, a very youthful Jimmy Hannon, and the host, TV pioneer Bruce Ginger.
Who have won £35.
For the early game shows, the budget for fancy graphics was low, and so was the excitement level, as International Bible Challenge clearly demonstrates.
Who furnished a roof chamber as a guest room for a prophet? What was the prophet's name? Which pieces of furniture did she put into the room? And that is the last part of that question.
The woman of Shunem furnished the room, and the prophet's name was Elisha.
I would say there.
But soon enough, shows like Pick a Box with Bob Dyer and Wheel of Fortune with Reg Grundy became the most watched shows on TV. Reg went on to create a television empire which has produced some of our favourite game shows, including The Price is Right, Graham Kennedy's Blankety Blanks, Sale of the Century, and of course, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
What's wonderful about this show is that a contestant can win a certain amount of money, whether it's just 8,000 or 16. They can look at a question, they can use their 3 lifelines, and they can say, Eddie, no, I want to go, I want to take my money, and I want to leave. You know, what other show is there that you actually get to see and make that decision after you've seen the question?
B, Bill Clinton. C, Billy Connolly. D, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who was nicknamed the Big Yin?
I'll take the money.
A good quiz show has to be able to be played by people at home. They have to be able to answer the questions themselves and really think, that could be me. Millionaire really is the top of the tree as far as that's concerned. That is exactly what this show pushes. The fact that you can answer the questions at home and absolutely anybody can play.
English producer and co-creator of Millionaire, David Briggs, has a special name for this home viewer involvement: shoutability.
Shoutability is that everybody watching the show is encouraged and can't stop themselves shouting at the television. It's an opportunity where the audience can be involved, actively involved with the programme. You're not a passive player, you are actively involved. And the lovely thing is that you're involved now as families, as groups of people. It's something that is an interactive television programme virtually. As the questions are asked and the contestant is thinking about the answer, millions of people are sitting at home screaming at the television, the answer is B, quite obviously, and they all know it. And that's shoutability.
I'll go with the audience. Lock in B.
Uh-oh. Hold your breath.
Sure?
Yep.
Lock it in?
Lock it in.
Okay, B 1915, lock it in. That $16,000 has been torn up. And we'll find out whether it's 1,000 or 32 after the break. It's always fun when you've got somebody going for big money. They've just locked in the answer after a long thought process and everyone's willing them to get the right answer, and then I just turn and say, and we'll be back right after the break. And you hear everybody, oh, and the poor person in the chair over there is going, oh no, I have to wait. Agony, agony, but it's great fun. Oh, who wants to be? Enough.
Nervous tension is one of the building blocks on which the show is built, and probably the most important building block that holds it all together. It's that moment. It's the agonising wait through the commercial break, after which you know whether or not they've won the money. More often than not, you probably know, because for some mysterious reason, sitting in the lounge room, you're empowered with greater wisdom than you probably have sitting in the studio.
So I was thinking more about the money, and that I didn't want to be greedy and lose it all, and $16,000, you know, is nothing to sneeze at. So I was happy to take it, but then when you start thinking, well, 32 is double that again, and you know, you arrive with nothing. I guess if that's a philosophy, you can have a punt. I am a bit of a gambler, so I thought I'd give it a go, and managed to go with the odds, and it paid off.
I thought fantastic, because for $32,000, everyone knows, April 25th, 1915, Anzac Day. It's the greatest day in Australia's national calendar. And of course, he started to worry. He went to the audience. The audience couldn't come up with a unanimous choice by any stretch of the imagination, and he was about to walk out with $16,000. I think he took a 50-50, and then he still wasn't sure. And that was probably the one that I'm guilty of most, of pushing somebody over the line, because he was a good bloke and he was going hard, and he was leaning towards 1915, and I must admit I probably pushed him over the line on that one, and probably wasn't the best thing to do, and I hope I don't do it in the future. But he won $32,000, and in the spirit of the Anzacs, the cobbers stuck together.
Hello, I'm Roman Morris. I'm a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Great, Roman. Take a seat. I'll have someone come and collect you.
Okay, now let me just work this out here. We've got the, I don't know, Spice Girls, I don't know, 5 Spice Girls, someone married, a soccer player. Okay, I don't want Spice Girls questions.
When our contestants arrive for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, it really is an experience on its own. It's a day in the studio which they've really never had before. It's the opportunity to win $1 million, but it's a day of really a lot of fun. They enjoy themselves. We make sure that they know absolutely everything there is to know as far as the contestant's concerned, that they're relaxed with the format, that they're going to enjoy themselves. If they win some money, fantastic. If not, they've still had a great day.
Take you down to the dressing room.
How was your flight? Oh, pretty good. Very hectic, though.
Yeah?
Oh, it's just anxiety-provoking, you know?
What's that?
It's anxiety-provoking.
Anxiety-provoking, why is that?
Well, because I'm going to national television to win money, potentially.
Exactly.
So that's pretty anxiety-provoking. We don't do that every day.
After the break, we get winning tips from the world's first millionaire winner. And with the aid of a heart rate monitor, we find out just how stressful Millionaire can be.
Tonight,
that for the next 10 nights, you'll be watching British quiz show history. For the first time on UK TV, we have a top prize available of £1 million.
As soon as Who Wants to Be a Millionaire aired in the UK, it was obvious that this show was going to be a huge smash hit. So the Nine Network and the Grundy Television got together, got the format, brought it straight to Australia, and we started making it.
And it isn't just Australia who have jumped on the bandwagon. So far, producers from 51 countries have trekked to England to learn the secrets of making Millionaire.
When we got into the third or the fourth show of the first series, we started to get calls into our offices. Holland are interested, Belgium interested, Denmark's been on the phone, Australia's on the phone. They all want to buy the format, not the program, the format. They want to produce the program themselves in their own countries.
All right, everybody, thank you very much, and welcome to Night 5 of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Welkom to Wie wordt miljonair.
Welkom bij weer een aflevering van Wie wordt multimiljonair.
Finale, letzter Abend von Wer wird Millionär. Und wir haben
One of the conditions that we have is they have to use the music. The set has to be the same. Because we know that it's right. Now, we allow modifications for cultural differences, and I can't determine that until a particular application is made from one country or another who says, look, for whatever reasons we need to do this or we need to do that, is it okay? But they are required to ask us.
The British producers really got this one right. It's a fantastic show, and all we really did was Australianise it. The questions have to be of an Australian flavour. The set is slightly different since we're taking the set in and out. It's a very busy studio that we use, and the English set stays exactly where it is. So our set is far more portable, but basically the same. The lighting is pretty much the same, and the music is exactly the same. If it wasn't broke, we didn't try to fix it.
However, one thing remains constant despite the cultural differences: the size of the prize.
All around the world, he's won $1 million.
I was just numb. I really was sort of numb. It's hard to say. It was a surreal kind of moment. It just didn't feel like it was really happening. Because it's the sort of thing that you read about, you see on TV, but it doesn't happen, to regular people.
You've got 30 seconds. Starts right now.
Hi, Dad. Hi. When I called my father, first Regis Philbin, the host, said, Tom, we have your son here, John. He's $1.5 million. My dad goes, wow. And then he says, and he's going for $1 million. My dad laughed, and he said, and he needs your help. And then he says, so John, you have 30 seconds, and they start now. And then when I got on, the clock started ticking, tick, 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 tick. And I said, I couldn't resist. I had a smirk on my face. So I'm sure some people who knew me knew that something was going to happen. I said, hi, Dad. He says, hi. I said, I don't really need your help. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to win the $1 million. Because the U.S. president appeared on Laughing as Richard Nixon. That's my final answer. And then the place just, erupted after Regis Philbin said he's won the $1 million. I now have a chance to live the American dream, which is to be able to step back from your life as it is and reevaluate where you are and what you want to do and what your opportunities are, and maybe reinvent yourself, maybe go into a different vein, a different career if you want to. And also my wife was able to quit her full-time job, so she's only part-time now.
$1 million, John Carpenter.
Well, since I won on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the only things I've bought have been a new car. I had to buy a brand new BMW 528 V8 fuel injection. Beautiful, beautiful car. And it'll do world domination for you too in the meantime here. Yeah. And a cell phone, so I can get in with the digital age, and a digital camera, so my wife can take pictures of our new dog. If you are lucky enough to get there and get into the ring of contestants and then to get the fastest finger question right, and you get up in the seat, just sit back, relax, take your time, and have fun. It's your moment in the sun, and just enjoy it.
G'day. Yeah, hi, I'm a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Just back over here on the left-hand side, thank you.
They get there about 9 o'clock, where one of our contestant coordinators meet them. We take them down to their dressing rooms. They're sort of made comfortable for about half an hour, and they have some coffee and a biscuit. And then we give them some forms to fill out. And these forms are so that we can find out information about them, how they'll spend their money.
I am going to take all my friends and family on a cruise to the Mediterranean, start from Barcelona, and work my way up around Monaco, and then down Greece, Greek islands and Turkey, and then back up around again. Spend a lot.
I'd spend 900,000 on booze and women and probably waste the rest.
I think I'll do that too, sorry.
Can you top that?
I can't top that. That's fine.
And then a contestant coordinator interviews them, and this takes about a half an hour. We try to get out all their intimate details. And then they come back and they get made up and they get into their outfits for the big day. By about 3 o'clock, everyone's done. We then take them into the rehearsals.
Afternoon rehearsals for Millionaire is really to familiarise all contestants with what can happen, all of the situations that can occur on the show, to make sure that they're comfortable with the equipment that they're going to be using, the environment that they're going to be in, and really what to expect.
Next up, we reveal previously unseen footage from Millionaire's pilot episodes. And remember, your chance at becoming a millionaire is only a phone call away. Call the number to register right now. Now, Russell, the question is, what is the only disease eliminated this century? You've chosen to phone a friend to use one of your lifelines.
Yeah, I'd like to call one of my friends, thanks, Eddie.
Okay.
Is it okay if I dial them up?
Sorry?
Could I ring them?
I suppose.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Eddie. It's Russell, mate. Could you give me the answer?
Paul, I need an answer.
All right. I'm going to go with B.
B?
B.
No.
Okay, wait. A.
A? Really?
No, okay, no, C. D, D, B, C, D, A, D, 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 A, D, D, D.
So D is your final answer?
Yeah, D.
Well, Paul, I'm sorry, but D is absolutely not the right answer to a different question. But also...
Oh, for God's sake, Regis! What do you think you're cute? You think they're laughing while they're not? Tell me! Tell me! For God's sake, tell me now!
We'll be right back.
Oh, no!
You can see the people, they're just, the sweat starts dribbling down the side of them, their hands are shaking, you can see the old knees going over here, they're reaching for the water, they're getting dry in the mouth, they know they've got nowhere to hide, and of course all of a sudden, all those idiots who have been sitting in the Millionaire's hot seat don't seem so stupid anymore, and the pressure comes down. The sound starts to come, the heartbeat pumping through, the lights here, all these faces, all new experiences, television, millions of people around Australia watching. So all the pressures come on, and it doesn't matter how smart you are, suddenly that element of doubt, the element of fear of failure comes in, and that's the pressure of this show.
Now I'm starting to get a bit nervous. Yeah, now I'm practicing my deep breathing exercises and I'm trying not to do a Greg Norman.
Yeah, Willie, it's me. How are you? Not too bad. Now, are you any good at history, you know? Because, hey? Well, who can I call then?
My head's a bit scattered. You know, like I can have a conversation, but I'm losing words here. It's tense.
I know you probably are feeling a bit nervous, and are you feeling a bit nervous?
Sure.
Yeah, the nerves can really work for you, particularly when you've got adrenaline going, you're trying to get there as fast as you can. We want you to have a really good time, have fun. It's not every day you get to go on a game show, so make the most of it, and remember, it's light entertainment.
It's good fun.
It's hard not to be affected by the tension and the drama that surrounds the playing contestant. The atmosphere is incredibly tense, and I'm sure that's quite infectious to all that are working on the show.
There are, of course, some unforeseen things that can add to the suspense on Millionaire. Before the show, Christopher gave us the names of 3 of his friends. They only have 30 seconds to speak. We just want to make sure you know that, Christopher. So let's get Chris Williams on the phone. Is that right?
Yep.
Let's hope he's home on this Sunday night.
Yes, let's hope so.
Well, the good news or the bad news?
Bad news.
Bad news is he's engaged at the moment.
No.
The good news is we're going to wait. Glitches like that don't happen too often on Millionaire, thanks to the English producers who spent a lot of time perfecting the show before it ever went to air.
Now, we're going to find out which one of you is going to be the next player to play for £1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This is how
we
it
actually
works.
made 2 pilots prior to the show going on air. And the best way of describing it is that it reflected the basic concept exceptionally well, but in presentation terms, it didn't have any of the production values that exist in the show now.
Which of these countries has a Union Jack on its flag? Canada, USA, Ireland, Australia?
I had viewed the pilot over the weekend, which, when analysed, really came down to 3 main areas. That the sound was poor and that we had to improve the music, that we had to adjust the set, which was much too bright and glossy, and that we needed to deal with the lighting. It was these 3 elements that were holding back the show from being the 1990s television programme.
Right, here we go. How'd you like?
Originally, somebody else had written the music, which they weren't quite happy with. So they thought, well, that isn't right, we need something else. The brief was that it's got to be very, very dramatic. And I just said, well, if you wanted to have tension, you need to bed it all with music. You need to have something going on underneath the questions all the time. Well, it was Paul suggested, it's something like a heartbeat, he said, you know, so dum-dum, dum-dum, going all of the time.
And once the dramatic music was in place, it was time to tackle the lighting.
Paul said, well, we think we got the show, but I need more, and there's no atmosphere. And clearly Paul wanted something, but I didn't know what I could give him, because, you know, we were dealing with sort of mastermind. And then he said, well, beams, I need beams. And I said, but you can't, Paul, because if we have beams, we're going to have smoke. If we have smoke, it thins the pictures, and it's not a rock and roll show. And then I thought, let me just think about this. Right. And Paul had been generous and said, I'll back you, do whatever you want. You can spend whatever you want. I just want you to throw away conventional lighting and give me something that's completely different. So that was the bond. That was the last piece. The music and the lighting sort of got together, and it all worked from that point onwards, and is still being improved on.
Wants to be a millionaire. Still to come, it's all or nothing as Michael and Bronwyn go for the big bucks. And millionaire John Carpenter talks about how he handled the $1 million pressure. It's time for Pastor's Finger first. Good luck to everybody, because here comes the question. The metric prefix micro means 1 watt. A tenth, B hundredth, C thousandth, D millionth. The answer is 1 millionth, of course. Why wouldn't it be on this show? Number D. These people answered the correct answer, and Michael McLean was the fastest. Well, Michael. Well played, huh? Thank you. Just over 4 seconds.
Well, that's fast enough then.
That was fast enough to get here. It was just a nice measured approach. Let's play for $1 million. Let's go.
Why not?
Let's go. $1,000. Here's the question. What is country singer Dolly's surname? A. Barton, B. Martin, C. Parton, or D. Fargo? I was waiting for it. Was it Barton, Martin, Parton, or Fargo?
I will play Thanks Eddie, and I'll lock in C. Parton.
C. Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton. Lock it in. I knew D was going to be Fargo too. It's worth $1,000 too. Well done, Michael. Here you go.
He's still up on a bit of a high, so he's probably averaging about 130, 135. I'm Dr. Paul Gaston from the Victorian Institute of Sport. We're looking tonight on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the opportunity to look at heart rate levels on each of the contestants as they're playing for the $1 million. So hopefully with increasing stress levels, we'll see that heart rate response change and really indicate how they're coping throughout the night.
$8,000 check. There it is. Your name is on it. You can take that if you don't like this question and the 4 possible answers, but we're playing for $16,000 cash. Let's go. American dramatist Rod Serling was the host of which TV show? A. The Outer Limits, B. Amazing Stories, C. America's Most Wanted, or D. The Twilight Zone?
Sure about the answer, Michael, so we'll see my heart rate just peak up a little bit higher there.
Almost convinced that it's D. I'll play Thanks Eddie.
You're risking $7,000 to win $16,000.
That's
you want to play?
I will play, and I will lock in D, thanks.
Made a choice.
D your final answer?
Just starting to rise.
D's my final answer.
Lock it in. Rod Serling was the host of The Twilight Zone. You've won $16,000. No. All right, now you're entering the $32,000 zone.
That is the Twilight Zone. Yeah.
Guaranteed cash and a surprise for Carolyn. Let's have a look at the question for $32,000. Who was the first woman to be appointed to Britain's Order of Merit? A. Florence Nightingale, B. Edith Cavell, C. Queen Victoria, or D. Agatha Christie?
I'll take a lifeline, thanks, Eddie.
50-50, phone a friend.
Let's go 50-50.
Okay, computer. Dismiss 2 wrong answers. Does that help? Do you want to play?
Look, we'll have to play. Yeah, I'm going to go for it.
Okay.
And I'm going to lock in A. Florence Nightingale.
Who was the first woman to be appointed to Britain's Order of Merit? Florence Nightingale or Agatha Christie? Lock in...
Lock in A. Florence Nightingale.
Florence Nightingale. It's locked in, and we're going to take a break. You knew it was coming, and we'll be back to see how Michael goes right after this on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
The only reason I'm picking A is because
on a real footy show,
if I'm going to give someone an Order of Merit, I'd want to give it to a nurse before I gave it to a writer. That's my pure logic. I may be completely wrong. I may be out of here in 10 seconds' time. But I've had a great time, so let's see what happens.
Michael, the first woman to be appointed to Britain's Order of Merit for $32,000 is Florence Nightingale.
Let's see what sort of response we get. All right, we've got an immediate response there. Fantastic.
How you feeling?
143 beats a minute.
Yeah, we've got a heart monitor on Michael tonight, 143. You're on your own, 32,000 is yours. Let's have a look at the question. Developed in 1909 was which resin the world's first synthetic plastic? A. Bakelite, B. Latex, C. Nylon, D. Teflon.
Lock in B. Latex, and that's my final choice.
Okay. Lock it in?
Lock it in.
We're going to lock it in because we're going to run out of time.
Yes, it is a 2-hour
Lock
program.
in B. I'm about to tell you that it's Bakelite. Yes. However, you and Carolyn are off on a cruise with $32,000, Michael. Thank you. Thanks for playing, Michael. Good stuff, pal.
I feel fine, actually. I don't feel disappointed in the slightest. I gave it my best shot, and that's as far as I could go, so that's good by me.
And the fastest was Bronwyn Morris. After the break, it's Bronwyn's turn in the hot seat. And don't forget, call the number to register right now, and you could be our next big winner. Bronwyn Morris joined us in the hot seat last week. Now, Bronwyn, are you ready to play?
I am, Eddie.
Let's play. Come on, let's get in. $64,000, Bronwyn, we're playing for.
Yes.
We've got 2 lifelines in hand. Let's have a look at the $64,000 question.
All right, immediately jumped up to about 100.
What name was adopted by bushranger Andrew George Scott? A, Captain Moonlight. B, Captain Starlight. C, Captain Thunderbolt. D, Captain Caesar.
Ooh. Okay. This I'm not certain about. Look, I think I need to use that 50-50 lifeline.
Okay, computer, get rid of 2 wrong answers.
Ooh.
That helps.
I think it helps.
You think it helps? You have a phone a friend? Or
No, I'm going to go for A, Moonlight. Lock it in.
Lock it in? Lock in A, Captain Moonlight. You've won $64,000! $64,000. Let's have a look at the question for $125,000. How many ships were in the First Fleet? A, 10. B, 11. C, 15. D, 16. How many ships were in the First Fleet? 10, 11, 15, 16. For $125,000 cash. 125. Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Okay, I'm going to shut up and let you think.
Okay. I've decided I'll risk 32. If this was 125, I wouldn't be risking it. I know I'm going for 125. If this was the 250,000, I wouldn't risk it. But I'm prepared to take a punt. I'm prepared to potentially lose to 32, to leave with 32, but possibly get to 125.
Okay, what are we doing?
We're locking in 11. We're locking in B11.
B11. Lock it in? Last chance.
That's right, lock
Done.
it in.
Locked in. Do you know how many ships were in the First Fleet?
No, I don't, Eddie.
We'll find out. Oh, give me a bit of fun. Right after the break for $125,000 in a couple of minutes on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh my God, have I got it right? It's a very conspicuous way to gamble, isn't it? The entire country watches you and you think, are you insane? You know, like, what's my heart like? 130, what a surprise.
Bronwyn Morris from Stratford in New South Wales has a $250,000 mortgage. She wants her own personal trainer and her own personal chef, and right at this moment, she wants to kill the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Bronwyn, you locked in 11. Had you said 16, you would have been wrong. Had you said 10, you would have been wrong. You locked in 11. Bronwyn, you won $125,000. tell me, what does $125,000 mean to you right now?
It's half the mortgage gone. And after having made some not so good economic decisions before,
Yeah.
I'm back to square one. I'm not bankrupt, but I'm certainly back to square one. And this is a lot of comfort and relaxation.
It's fair to say that you came onto this show really playing to change your lifestyle again. As you said, you've run into a few troubles.
That's right,
yeah. And is it going to do it?
This will make a significant difference. Oh yeah, it'll make it so much more comfortable.
Fantastic. Well, that's what we're all about.
Right.
We love to give. It's fantastic.
Oh,
all right, you've won $125,000. Congratulations, Colin. Well done. Take your check.
It finally sunk in that I won $1 million and what that $1 million really means when I took all of the other contestants out for a few drinks across the street from the hotel at the bar, and I was able to just set them up for the rest of the night and not worry about it. So a lot more money than I've ever spent in a bar before, and it was a great feeling. It was a great feeling.
Before the win, I was living on the mate's floor as I'd run out of money, but since the win, I'm staying at the Ritz, Backpackers in St Kilda.
I really see Who Wants to Be a Millionaire not as a quiz show, not as a game show, not even as a light entertainment show. I see it as a drama. The best Australian drama that we've produced in many years.
How would I say you've won $1 million? Very loudly, I'm pretty sure. I think I get very wrapped up in it, I must admit. I've seen Chris Tarrant at times in England, and he sometimes pushes them and puts the pressure on them. It's not my money, I want them to win. I try to help them as much as I can, and the trick for me sometimes is to hold back, but I'm desperate to say, you've just won $1 million!
If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a green dress, but not a real green dress, that's cruel. And if I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a monkey. Haven't you always wanted a monkey? If I had $1 million, I'd buy you love.
Next on 9, your Saturday night fun date with Russell Gilbert Live, featuring tonight Rebecca's Empire, Mandy Moore and Vince Sorrenti. And Channel 9 brings you a Sunday night special with high impact. Crashes you won't believe. You'll be an eyewitness here on 9, right after Backyard Blitz.